I did come up with some potential ideas for like segments for the show.
Okay,
right?
hit me with them.
Right. At least this. Well, I've at least got one, and it's called. Right.
We've gone from segments down to one.
Just the one, because I'm so certain that this is going to be it. You're going to be on board with this, right? It's called.
I'm ready.
Mollin me, Mollin you. And right, and it's basically you have to guess a quote, whether it's from controversial game developer Peter Molyneux, or I've just made up some bullshit.
Marlin me, Marlin you.
Aha! Like, yeah, see, that it works. I think we could.
I like it. Do you have a test case ready to go?
That's the problem. I have to. How do I match someone who says, "Well, if you plant an acorn, it will grow, and it will completely change the lives of your like people around you." And this is also the person who said Milo is going to change your life.
I mean, everything Peter Molyneux has done is purported to be life-changing.
Yeah, and it did. It changed everyone's lives to not trust Peter Molyneux again.
Is it weird though? Like, I don't think there's a figure in the industry that can generate as much rage and as much genuine hype as Peter Molyneux, because I'm still interested in Albion, whatever it is.
Yeah, Masters of Albion. Oh, absolutely. I'm totally going to be keeping an eye on it. Like, I'm a huge fan of
I've got my popcorn bucket. I'm ready for that car crash.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a car crash, actually. I genuinely, he has amazing ideas. He just doesn't know when to stop talking.
He doesn't know when to stop talking about the acorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plant the acorn and let it grow. Don't go and now that the acorn, the tree's going to have lasers. And
what was the mobile one? What was the live mode? Was it Curiosity?
Curiosity, yes. What's in the cube?
What's in the cube?
Yeah.
For some reason, I had it in my head as Curiosity. What's in the bar?
What's in the bar? I mean, to be fair, it ended up being that level of ridiculousness, didn't it? Like, the person who got to the centre...
Comparing Peter Molyneux's mobile game to 7.
Yeah. Perhaps that's the way you should have gone. Like, it was like some murder mystery thing. That would have been more interesting instead of... What was it in the end? The person who got to the centre got to be a god in Goddess that never got made.
There was a percentage. There was some percentage of a game that might have also been Project Goddess. I don't know if they ever got paid.
Oh, I have no idea. But either way, Marlin me, Marlin you. Ha ha. But I'll work on it. We'll try it again next week.
I've heard an industry story about Peter Molyneux though. I don't know if it constitutes libel, so I don't really want to. Tell
Isn't that the case with most games developers?
It's not my story. I heard it secondhand, but it does involve like. Many.
So that's all going to be beeped. And on that bombshell, let's record a goddamn podcast.
Blah, 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 blah. We're back. We're back. Episode 2, Game Buzz in the house, where we deep dive arse fast into the video game news of the week. And there's been some juicy stuff happening this week.
Very unexpected, especially in the last 24 hours. Not even that. It's been big news. It's
exactly. I think we should start there. Let's start with Nintendo just shadow dropping Star Fox news.
Yeah,
like into our eyeballs. Star Fox 64 is being remade for Switch 2. It's out in June.
Yeah,
surprise.
Yeah, you know how we were saying last week we don't get nice things. Well, apparently we're getting nice things. This is great.
Is this which they've remade this a couple of times, to be fair, because there was one for the 3DS, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
So we've done quite a few barrel rolls over the years, but yeah, man, they desperately need some games for the Switch too. So
I mean, that's the thing. Like, one of the things that surprised me the most about this announcement was that it was going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. Like, is that the first one that's been like big game? Because everything else has seemingly been cross-platform.
Donkey Kong Bonanza was Switch 2 exclusive, with Mario Kart World, obviously. But I think
that's it.
Because I talked about this back when I was over at TGC. Like, the Mario Kart World pack-in didn't make any sense, because you've got the best Mario Kart game there's ever been, and then you decide to release a new one that's was always not going to be as good.
No,
frankly, like, why set yourself up for failure in that way? Donkey Kong Bonanza, which I really think is fantastic. It's a brilliant game. That's the system seller for me. That should have been the pack-in. They needed an extra month on it, evidently, and so it released a month or two after the Switch 2 launched. But yeah, that's your killer app. And then lately, and it infuriates me that it was a game key card, Pokemon Pocopia. What a revelation! I mean, it's not really a revelation, because like, I think for years we've gone, oh, why don't you just make a Pokemon cozy game? Okay, it's brilliant.
And that's it. Like, it was the right thing at the right time. It's been really nice to see the fact that Nintendo have been firing on all these cylinders and been going, hey, here's a good game. Or what? You want another one? Here's another good game. It is nice to see, especially as in the run-up to the Switch 2's release, I was there going, I'm not sure there's enough games for me to justify even considering getting this. But now they're really coming out with it. And that Star Fox, I mean, is a huge character. I mean, he got his featured in the latest Mario movie. You know, whether you think it was any good or not, up for debate. But yeah, like, it's clearly good timing on their part. Like, they're getting him out there, and people do have fond memories of Star Fox. I mean, you know, growing up, doing barrel rolls. It's
Lilac Wars is incredible.
Yeah,
I guess it's an incredible game. And yeah, like, we're getting obviously new character designs, like these Unreal Engine 5 style cutscenes. We're getting Fox's dad.
Yeah, that's what we needed.
I mean,
not space dad.
Slippy looks even more obnoxious. I don't know if that was possible, but Slippy looks even, because he's just got this massive shit-eating grin all the time. Amazing. And I can't wait for Falco to just be the most passive-aggressive dick ever. Like,
I freaking loved Falco. It was just
Falco's such a badass, so awesome. Like,
brilliant.
But yeah, man, I get, like, Nintendo need more games for the Switch 2. They do. And I'm grateful to have this. I am still waiting on the edge of my seat for that Ocarina of Time remake news, please. Yes, please. But I mean, Star Fox 64 is a great game. Yeah. Like, and if it's a proper remake, right? So if we get, you know, the Link's Awakening remake, very, very different style, very, very different game, obviously. But like, that was beautiful, right? So something on that, on the sort of similar level, where you're overhauling, it's a completely new engine, completely new approach, like expanded elements. I'm down. I need a new Star Fox game. I'd quite like a genuinely new Star Fox game.
Yeah.
But I will take this in the interim.
Maybe that's the litmus test. See how that does, and if it's like, oh well, this is making Mario money, we'll get more.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, because I think Nintendo is sometimes their own worst enemies. Like Kirby Air Riders. I don't know who. Like, someone really, really must have loved Kirby Air Ride on the GameCube, because like that is not the most obvious game for a sequel or a remake or anything. Right, and yet we got Kirby Air Riders, which I know it's a very, very different game to a Mario Kart World, but you could be forgiven for looking at a Kirby Air Riders and going, do I need that if I already have Mario Kart World?
Yeah.
Like, they are very different games when you properly get down to it. But if you're just looking at sort of like 10, 15 seconds of footage, you could be forgiven for just going, oh, that's a battle racer. Why do I need that if I have Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo's strategy sometimes baffles me almost as much as Microsoft's. But but that's changing, as we mentioned on the first episode. That is changing on Microsoft's side. So
indeed, Is this it? Are we finally seeing, with all the contraction in the industry that's going on, were we seeing a renaissance where they're just like, oh yeah, we need to make good decisions now? we just realized, oh, we're making decisions because we want to make money. Oh wait, those aren't making money. Should we make good decisions now?
Should we make good games?
Should we make good games? Just
no. It is the children who are wrong.
But it's great to see, and like I'm interested to see what they're doing with the whole multiplayer side of things in Star Fox as well. You know, one person flying, one person shooting, and all that. It's going to be really kind of cool. And to be fair, I love like space sims and flying, so I'm all for this. And I'm just super happy. Yay! More reasons to get a Switch. I can't afford one yet, but gonna get one eventually. Because good stuff.
Let's continue on the remakes theme, because another of the big, well, it wasn't official, but like we had a bit of a leak in the last week.
Tasty rumours
of Halo 2 and Halo 3 getting Unreal Engine 5 remakes. Rumors, I think it's from Rebs Gaming, who was completely right about the campaign evolved news. Saying Halo 2, Halo 3 remakes in active development. Obviously, Halo campaign evolved. The sort of remake of Halo 1 is heading to PS5 this summer. 343 are just let's just remake the classics.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair, because I mean they've managed to botch most of the actual original ones that they've tried to make. Even Infinite single player is great, but man, that launch was a hot bag of poo.
Oh, good God, yes.
Like, I don't know what. It saddens me what's happened to Halo, but yeah, Halo 2, Halo 3, they can't screw that up, can they?
I mean, it will be interesting to see how well received Campaign Evolved is. I mean, the hype behind it has been huge, because that's the original campaign. We've all got fond memories of playing through that. But if they screw that up, if that ends up being an absolute mess, then it will be like, oh, do we trust them with remaking Halo 2, which was always the most divisive of the trilogy?
Yes.
And then Halo 3, which again was such a big moment for Xbox. And, finishing the trilogy.
Finishing the fight
until the next fight. It will be interesting to see.
Wait when you need me. Oh, we need more money.
Yeah. Time to wake you. See, they need more money. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's just about, we're just making decisions to make more money, not because we're doing good things. I'm hoping that, especially in the case of, this is an interesting one, in the case of Halo 2, whether they'll add that new Mombasa level in that was part of the demo. You remember the E3 demo, and they had that whole thing that was like, oh God, this looks amazing. And it's like city level fighting. And then it never appeared. And there has been that, somebody released it as a mod, didn't they, recently? If I remember rightly, they managed to kind of like recreate the E3 demo that it was taken from. If they're going to do that in a similar way to Campaign Evolved's got new content that's going to be put into it, if they add that in, then there's more reason to play it, because man, I wanted to play that E3 demo. Absolutely wanted to play it. So it will depend on what they're adding. But of course, more Halo's great, because it's just classic. It's dumb fun in the best possible way. You get to feel powerful as Master Chief. And I think that's been missing from a lot of shooters, is just gritty realism and, just war war. Yeah, like it. This is just badass action, over the top stuff. That's why Halo always worked. But secretly, I'm also hoping that they'll remake Reach, because Reach was the best one, and it's the best one. Oh my god,
Reach!
Just
Reach. And give us Firefight. Yeah, man.
Yep. Firefight, best campaign, best multiplayer. Just yeah.
I think I prefer Halo 3's campaign. Fair. Only, but it's fair. Double scarabs, man. Like I think it's very, very, very close. But Reach is so. I remember playing Reach for the first time, and like, man, Bungie were great at skyboxes. The vistas on Reach were just like, I'm just gonna stand here with Noble and just look. It's a genuinely gorgeous game. Like the art design in Halo is just it's magnificent. Why did you let Bungie get away, Microsoft? You idiots. Absolute morons. But yeah, I think 343 have done.
I would say Halo Studio now. We should probably rebrand that, or rebranding Halo Studio.
Halo Studio. They did a good job with the anniversary editions. Yeah. Which sort of almost begs the question: why do we need these? But I suppose as you say, it's gonna be really, really interesting to see the reception to Campaign Evolved. It's going to be really, really interesting to also kind of, I would hope that as these two, and it's a no-brainer to remake Halo 2 and 3 if you're going to do Campaign Evolved as well, get that all on PlayStation. Wonderful. New
generation of players as well, because that's the thing. Like,
like those games are dated now. So to what extent does that, like, how faithful is that remake going to be? How faithful are all those remakes, even the rumored ones as well, like going to be like, because there's always this thing with remakes in particular, less so with remasters, because that's mostly spit and polish and you're not doing too much mechanically to a game. But remakes, right, there's an opportunity to obviously modernize a whole bunch of stuff. But how much do you do that? You run the risk of taking away what made those games great in the first place. So there's a push-pull, right? But I do think there's a way of, the level design in all three games was advanced for its time. And, you can upgrade the gunplay, I think, and bring it more in line with something like Infinite, in a way that makes sense. But like, it's going to be really, really interesting to sort of see the reception to Campaign Evolved and see what the direction they've kind of taken there. I want to know what they're doing with multiplayer.
Yes.
I want to know, because obviously, you mentioned Reach there, but like, 1, 2, 3, all renowned for exceptional multiplayer. All very, very much game changing when they released in terms of multiplayer. That the hours that you and I personally have spent in 3 and in Reach, and in 4.
Yeah, 4. Yes,
like 4's like, and credit to 343/Halo Studio. 4's multiplayer was exceptionally good.
Yeah.
So there's pedigree there, but like that, they fucked it up with Infinite.
Yeah,
like they really screwed the pooch with Infinite. So like, how do you make Halo the king of multiplayer shooters again?
No season pass. That's simple. No season pass. Like, this is one of the reasons why I loved Reach so much. It had that sense of progression where you unlocked stuff. That was your kind of like gimmick to keep people engaged and keep playing, outside of the fact that, it was a great game. Like, you played through, you unlocked your armor, they added new stuff, you played through, you ranked up, and that's what you need. And I think I want to say that I think people are getting bored and fed up with season passes, but the truth is that it works, doesn't it? Like, it's season passes.
I mean, EA's just announced pre-orders for Battlefield 6, like battle passes, right?
Yeah.
So like,
it clearly works.
They're still making sick bank.
Yeah, like I say, it's all about the money. I want them to make good decisions. This is it. Like, sick bank or good decisions. You know where I lean. That's what I hope, that they have seen the way that Infinite has gone, and just gone, let's just give people the progression that they want. They can go after what they want. Because I think in Infinite now, you've got different sort of like progression paths that you can go to depending on which armor it is that you're after. If you're watching this and I've got that wrong, please let us know in the comments if I've just made up a whole bunch of bullshit. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And that's what I want. Because then I've got more reason to stick around and go after the things I want. I feel personally invested. And so long as the game is good, and that's the main thing, if the game is fun, we'll keep playing it. Like, look at Rocket League. Like, me and you still play that after years because its core gameplay for us is fun. That's what we need from our shooters. That's what we need from Halo. Make the core gameplay fun. Give us big team. Give us tanks. Give us just all the ridiculous action, and we'll keep playing. You know what? Actually, you know what? Give us Griffball, because
give us Griffball.
Matt and I remain undefeated in Griffball. Just saying. Saying.
The ones we lost were training matches.
Yeah, obviously, and
so don't count.
Yep.
No, I agree. Rocket League is a good example from the quality perspective, but I think a bad example from a season pass perspective, because the blueprint system is rubbish.
Oh, it's awful.
And it's rubbish and alienating to the point where I am absolutely the audience for selective season passes. I have bought it in the past, but the blueprint system is rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. It's confusing. It makes no sense. Your progression, you've lost me under multiple different layers of bullshit, and I have no interest in engaging with that anymore.
Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. Like, the secret source to Halo once again reclaiming the title of King of the Mountain, or Spartan of the Mountain, when it comes to multiplayer, is just look at Halo's history, and double down on what it's always done best. And I think you know, it depends what they're doing with the next mainline entry in the series, obviously from a multiplayer perspective, but you could quite easily group, if the rumors are true, group all three together and have shared multiplayer across all three. And yeah, you need you're gonna, on Xbox anyway, you're gonna need a subscription. Don't layer more nonsense and more subscriptions and more paywalls on top of that. That would be that's what I'm hoping for. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen, but like they're gonna make absolute bank out of putting this on PlayStation, make it cross-platform, and just rake in the money. Like, you don't need layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. You bought enough studios that your revenue streams should be ample from Xbox. I don't think, like, instead of squeezing the orange until it's literally just this sort of husky carcass, don't do that. Allow Halo to get back to where it deserves. Exactly. Don't do that. Allow Halo to get back to where it should be, which is the freaking pinnacle of first-person shooter games. Focus on that first, and the money will come. If you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
That's my perspective on it. But yeah, I want to
wait and see.
And remake ODST while you're at it, because that's fantastic as well.
Oh, it's like
don't charge full price for that.
Sax Noir driving around on a little scooter. Who that was it? The Mongoose driving around New Mombasa, just honking at the Covenant. Like that was just the best Firefly meets Halo loving ever. Wonderful. Yeah. Inject it into my veins. How do we segue out of this? I'm too busy thinking about the music from ODST now.
The smooth night jazz. Smooth night jazz. Back when Marty O'Donnell was still an industry legend, rather than the right wing grifter nonsense teapot that he's become. Marty, why? Your legacy could have been so great, and now you're just an old man yelling at clouds.
Yeah,
you're the Matt Letitia of the games industry.
Oh my god! Wow, What a reference for the UK audience there.
For the UK audience there. Yeah. Matt Le Tissier of the games.
Matt Le Tissier, bloody hell. Now I'm
anyway,
sad.
right. Should we talk about GTA 6?
Yeah.
And money.
It's all about the money.
Because Strauss, Take-Two CEO Strauss Zelnick, has been doing the interview rounds, been talking to some people.
You sure has.
And yeah, I want to let's talk about GTA 6 in the rumored price point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, one of the headlines this week was the Bank of America kind of, or like an analyst, not the Bank of America, but an analyst who claimed to be from the Bank of America, pushing Take-Two to price GTA 6 at a higher level to lift the industry up to a level. And I think it opens up the door to a conversation around game pricing, right? Like, are games priced where they need to be? Should GTA 6 be priced higher? Does that need to be a thing? Like, as consumers, what? I suppose the thing is, the difficulty is that like everyone's got less money in their pockets objectively these days. But game prices and the cost of development and everyone's costs of living and everyone's costs of working as well, because the cost of living is the cost of running an office and running a studio and all of these different things has gone up as well. Game prices have not increased that much versus the late 90s. So, you compare when GTA 1 came out to when GTA 6 is going to come out, and game prices have increased, but not as much as you might expect.
No. It is a very interesting question because we had a similar conversation about all of this around Borderlands 4. When good old Randy Pitchford was saying, well, we need to raise the price point, and everyone, there was discourse around that, just going, oh, well, that's too much. But I think it's down to what is offered, essentially. With Borderlands, if you were paying for the top tier thing, you were paying, what was it, £80, £100 for everything to be included, all of the expansion packs that were going to be coming out. So in a way, it kind of made sense to price it at that level. Yeah. In the case of GTA, you're going to have the main campaign, which is, look at Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, that's the level of content and immersion that we are expecting from that game. Especially when you look at the pedigree of GTA 5. You're going to be spending hundreds of hours with that game if you get it. So it's down to kind of like the pound per hour sort of equivalent, the value that we used to talk back in our games blogging days for the unpronounceable site, which we will never mention again. It's basically down to how much worth you're going to get out of it. The thing with GTA 5 was as well that you had multiplayer on top. Eventually, and all of the content. We eventually got the king of sports, which was jet ski jousting, which was just a beautiful thing. But it was the fact that that value held itself because you had all of the content that was continuously being added for free. Yes, you did have all of the kind of like the microtransactions on top of that, which they have continued to push out, and they've got your GTA Plus subscriptions now. But it all comes down to value, doesn't it? Like, if the whole package is going to be worth that price point, then do it. It's in the same way that, collector's editions, if the price point is worth it, people will buy it. Yeah. It just boils down to that. But at the moment, because we don't know much about GTA 6, we can't really say.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Strauss said, right? Like, it's just like, I've got a quote in front of me. How you feel about something you buy is the intersection of the thing itself and what you pay for. Consumers need to feel like the thing itself is amazing and the price they were charged for it was fair for what they got. And I think that's the key, right? Like, if there are early adopters who, and you and I have been early adopters in the past who will be, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what that price is. GTA as a brand has so much equity and has never really, I don't care about GTA Online, so I'm not bothered that it wasn't in there at launch, to be honest. But like, from that perspective, the series has never really let me down.
Yeah.
Like, I've gotten what I expected out of it, and as you say, that's tens, if not hundreds of hours of enjoyment in those games. And so, in a way, what, they'd have to screw the pooch pretty badly and sort of warp expectations pretty badly to kind of, everyone kind of knows, what you're getting with a Grand Theft Auto game. And I think that's the power of that brand, and it's the usefulness of that as well. So there's a level of expectation already, and I think that's why these conversations exist, right? Because we all know what we think we're going to get with the GTA 6. It's going to be the most expensive entertainment thing ever created, and it's Rockstar. And Rockstar, they don't fuck about. They're very, very, very protective and very serious about what they do and what they deliver. And the Metacritic scores are there to back it up, to back up that pedigree, right? So it's why we're kind of talking about it. So I agree with you in the sense that, like, I don't have any worries really that the value isn't going to match the price point, even if that price point is a bit elevated. What I do worry about, I suppose, is what that does to other developers and other publishers and other studios, because I think it opens the door to quite possibly, and no one wants to ship a shit game, but it opens the door to games of lesser value being priced at a higher point, and an endless conversation on kind of what determines a game's value. What I would hate to see is publishers drive for higher price points for games that don't really warrant it. And I feel like we're in a kind of state of the industry now where more and more publishers are getting that right. So like Pragmata and Expedition 33, for example, are two great examples of two very different examples. Pragmata, you've got a 12 to 15 hour game that was priced slightly lower, but just smashed Metacritic scores. It's smashed sales. Like, I think it's over 2-3 million now. And has done really, really, really well, despite being what we might call a fairly, a relatively short game. We've seen such content bloat in the last decade that it's been, I'm personally really glad to have seen the pendulum swing the other way, and that discourse around Pragmata be so positive rather than, that's not a lot of game for that amount of money. Instead, it's just been almost unequivocally, this is just a great game. Yes, it is worth playing. It is worth buying. Go get it. My hope is that we don't just see that automatic jump, and that publishers do the due diligence in terms of pricing in a way that we see on PC, in a way that we see in terms of digital releases a lot more, perhaps, and in that kind of indie and AA space. I hope that that nuance in pricing persists, even if the top level moves up a notch, because games are ridiculously expensive to make now. AAA is ridiculously expensive to make now, and I suppose if you are offering something that has hundreds of hours of value, a higher price point is fair and is reflective of that. I don't want to see loads of filler, no killer, and I think actually, sales will reflect that. But I mean,
looking at you, Ubisoft.
Ultimately, it will come down to game quality and fair commensurate pricing, right? So I think what Strauss is saying there, and what you've said, it's basically the same thing, is that, like, price your game according to value. If you get it wrong, it will be reflected in sales. People won't buy your game. You get it right, well, people will buy your game. And it's something that, having worked publisher side, you do have to really, really look at, particularly in the indie space. And it's why Silksong, right, was so contentious. Because there's an element of, going the other way is also dangerous as well. It's just like, well, if you're getting all of that for 10, 15 quid, how can any other indie at that level, sort of in that same genre, kind of survive?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But ultimately, you've got to do what's best for your game.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get it right, you make a great game, and you price it properly and fairly, you'll hopefully sell loads. If you don't, well, you might not.
Yeah, it's interesting, you know, bringing up Silk Song. I mean, another good example of that is Slay the Spire 2. Like, they price that very well, and it's still early days. They're doing a lot of balances for that game, and people are being quite vocal about it. But at the same time, it's great value for the price. Like, and on the flip side, when you're talking about sort of like things being value and people, well, putting a price higher to kind of like, you know, help to support the industry and everything else, you've also got examples such as Thick as Thieves, the co-op game from Warren Spector, the thieving co-op game, which they're releasing at, I think, what was it, £5? I think it is. And you're only getting a short kind of like bit of gameplay and only one level, but there's going to be sort of like randomization in it. That's what I was looking for. In terms of kind of like allowing for replayability and all that sort of stuff. And no doubt there'll be add-ons to kind of like add more game as it goes on. But that's a really interesting price point as well. So maybe we're going to be seeing kind of like these two different extremes of experimentation of, how much can we charge so long as it's, you know, worth the content that's there and it's of value? Or are we going to start seeing these sort of like smaller bite-sized things where you pay for what you want from the game? Like, it's genuinely exciting. And I think it's a shame we've had to have such a rubbish few years in the games industry to get to this point where we're starting to see this kind of experimentation, but it'll be super interesting to see how it turns out.
Yeah, 100%. It's it's an interesting time. I think, you know, GTA 6 in many ways is just going to be absolutely seismic for the industry. And I hope that's in a way that helps everyone, consumers, developers, publishers alike. Because there's definitely a path where it doesn't. But I think there are means and ways. But I think it's getting harder and harder to hide. Like, if you get the game right, and if you get your pricing right, and if you get your marketing right, and that's a lot of ifs. Like, there are routes to success, and I'm glad we're seeing a renaissance of the single player game. I'm really glad we're seeing a renaissance of that kind of the premium AA game.
Yes.
Which is it's so beautiful. It's so awesome. So, like, more of that. Take note of that. Developers, publishers in particular, take note of that. Invest in that, because just to name two in terms of Pragmata and Expedition 33, those aren't indie games, but neither are they kind of your top end AAA. So that middle space remains. I feel it's always been the most interesting space, and I think it remains so, even if, you know, as we've talked about there, the top end of pricing moves a little bit and creates a bit more room. But yeah, GTA 6 is going to be absolutely seismic.
Yeah.
Another thing that could be quite seismic.
Lovely segue there. Yeah.
Depending on how it shakes out. GameStop are trying to buy eBay, Carl.
Yeah, that's definitely a choice. It's because they got all those stocks. Remember, like they got all those stocks when they had all those people buy the stock when it went down.
I posited this the other day that like Ryan Cohen he's a divisive. Yeah, we talk about divisive figures. Ryan,
lovely political way of putting it. Yes, carry on.
Ryan Cohen's a divisive man. But this is the sort of the thing you come up with at 3 a.m. drunk, smacked off your tits. Yeah. Guys, we should buy eBay.
Oh my god!
It's a sort of thing I would expect coked up crypto bros to come up with.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of us going, oh my god, let's buy a pub right? And it'll be a gaming pub, and it's going to be so cool. People will come, guys, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, like
GameStop's midlife crisis.
It really is. I do not understand, where they're getting the money from to do this, but also what the point is. Like, why? Used games don't work anymore. Like, we've already seen that. Like, everyone's getting away from the used game industry because it's not profitable. I mean, I love it because it means I'm able to get, like, good game. Perhaps that's what it is. Like, eBay is where all the used games go, and it's like, we should go there. It'd be excellent.
Well, I think it's because collectibles has become a much bigger part of eBay's pie, right? And it's obviously a much bigger part of GameStop's now as well. Like, we've seen this across physical media, physical game retailers. They're diversifying more and more into collectibles, be they Pokemon cards, figurines, merch, you name it. You can't go into a Sports Direct now and find a game, really. It's just Pokemon cards and plushies.
Sad days.
And it's well, absolutely, but that's where the money is and that's where the margins are, right? So I can, in a strange, if I put myself into the
coked up crypto head, yes,
the coked up the
allegedly
the shoes of an allegedly coked up crypto bro, I can see an element of sense. Maybe not sense, but an element of why.
Yeah.
But
I still don't think it's necessarily a good idea. I mean, let's be fair. GameStop has
5%
continued in spite of itself, not because of really good decisions on their part.
No. I think that's a very understated way of saying they've shat the bed so many times. They've shat the bed more times than game, and that's
saying something. Like,
really, my God. Right, I'm just being like, yeah, eBay would be amazing under my leadership. Like, it'd be bigger than Amazon.
Oh my! Maybe they're like, yeah, we do this, we can build a spaceship, guys. Like, this would be it. That's the end goal. They want to have so much money they can make a spaceship and they can take on Jeff Bezos. I don't even understand. Like, it's 4 times the size of GameStop. eBay's 4 times the size of GameStop. That's. I don't know. I mean, obviously eBay have to agree to all of this, but and I can't see them doing it. But yeah, very, very interesting approach from GameSpot. GameStop. Yes. Very different.
Baffling.
Yeah.
Baffling. Absolutely baffling. Yes. Last story of the week actually also baffling. Look, I don't want to spend too much time on this. We talked a bit about Mind's Eye last week because obviously the DLC, the awful DLC inspired by the alleged sabotage came out.
It's coming from inside the house. Yeah, it continues, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it continues.
But they've reportedly gone and they haven't announced it, but they've reportedly laid off another 170 employees. And I think, as much as it's nice and merry to rag on the absolute dumpster fire that is Mind's Eye, there's a human cost to it, right? And that has to be acknowledged and appreciated and railed against, frankly, because none of those devs would have set out to make and ship a bad game. None of them. But mismanagement, massive studio mismanagement from the looks of things,
yes,
has led to an enormous human cost in terms of livelihoods, and these people that have families to provide for and lives to live, and it's so often the choices of the few that impact the livelihoods and the lives of the many, and it sucks
the exploitation of it as well.
It sucks to see.
It's the fact that there's been the reports again of ridiculous crunch and overworking, and in some cases not getting paid for those hours and things like that. It's awful. And in my head, the phrase that came up is almost kind of like the executives, what's the term? Their stomachs were not as big as their kind of like their budget, I guess, essentially, or their grand scheme of things. Like they planned for the moon and they got as far as a lamppost. Like it's atrocious. Like it's like we've been talking a number of times over the course of this episode about trying to go for money or coming up with a good game and going for good ideas. And this is an example of them trying to go for money, and when it all goes wrong, blaming everyone but their choice to go for money. It is so sad. Like you say, the human cost is awful. It's, as I've said, been a repeated example over the last few years with numerous studios, numerous publishers, and I just hope that everyone lands on their feet. I hope that there is the opportunities to create, as we've been talking about, these smaller experiences that actually, and the audience and the gaming industry as a whole and consumers as a whole, give those games a chance. Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I hope for. But like you say, the reality is that these people have gone through some absolute bullshit. And yes, I hope that something good comes out from it. I really do. That isn't ridiculous DLC that accuses everyone and their mother of sabotage.
Yeah. We're seeing leadership's complete breakdown play out in active development. It's very bizarre, but yeah, like sympathies go out to all of those affected, man. Like it's just it sucks. It sucks to be on a sinking ship and know that your captain's an absolute moron. Yeah.
We've all been there,
and there's so little you can do. So yeah, once again, the decisions from on high negatively affecting those underneath. But yeah, it sucks to see. Mine's always a hot bag of trash, though. Yeah,
the modern day omni shambles, as we used to say.
The modern day omni shambles. We need something happier to finish on, Carl.
Yeah, we do, because it's just reminding me of SimCity, and that was again an omni shambles. Like, yeah, let's just come up with something better. Come on, Matt. Come on.
We need something happy. Something happy. I've got it. Okay, I've got it. Ed Boon has said that there's a new Mortal Kombat in development.
Ooh, more.
So obviously, Mortal Kombat. If this is going out on Friday, the film Mortal Kombat 2 with Carl Urban is releasing today. If this is going out Friday, it's out. I'm hoping we will get to see it and then report back on a future episode of the podcast. Yeah. But obviously, Injustice 3 has been rumored to finally be in active development. But Ed Boon has also said the studio is actively pursuing a new Mortal Kombat, and yeah, give me some of that.
Give me some of that. That's the thing. Like, Mortal Kombat has that special place, just being the original, absolutely gratuitous violence of in a game.
One of the original video game nasties. Exactly.
Yeah, that. It was brilliant, and I think even the lesser successful games in the series have always had a bit of fun to them because of that, nastiness of within the game. But yeah, they're always good fun, and yeah, more good games. So long as, again, they focus on the fun, they focus on what makes Mortal Kombat great and why it's got the legacy it did. Only good things can happen. Make good decisions. That's the moral of this episode. Make good decisions, and people will come.
It's interesting because I
also phrasing.
Fighting games are such a there's two elements to Mortal Kombat for me. The competitive fighting game aspect of it, which is what it really needs to excel at if it wants to survive sort of longer term, and be up there with your Street Fighters and your Tekkens and have have a competitive element that can give a game like that a really, really, really long tail and an incredibly lucrative tail as well when it comes to sort of tournaments and esports and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
that has never interested me at all. But I love the. I do think that element of it needs evolution if it's going to keep pace with those other sort of fighting franchises that I mentioned, because there's ever more competition.
Oh yeah, I mean, you look at what else
in
is
that
there.
space.
There's was it 2XKO, the Riot one? There was, I mean, that's kind of like in a weird spot currently, which again goes to show that just because you're a big company and you are putting out a fighting game, that it will be successful. You had, what was it, Granblue Fantasy Versus, which
Invincible Versus has just dropped.
Of course, yes.
You've got Marvel Tokon coming later in the year from Arc, which oh god, that looks good.
It does. Multiverses as well, another attempt that has gone. It's not a guaranteed success that something will happen.
So I do think Mortal Kombat needs to evolve in that sense, even though it's an aspect of the game that has never appealed to me personally. I recognise that that's an element that needs to be really, really tuned up and tightened up and probably evolved from Mortal Kombat 1 for the next game, if it's going to compete with in a really competitive space. But for me, like I love that Mortal Kombat is a fighting game that leans massively into its lore. It's ever expanding. The story mode is so good. It's so much fun, and I really love what Mortal Kombat 1 did with that whole reinvention of the series and the lore, and making Liu Kang a villain, and delicious, amazing. You know, these characters you love. Oh, let's turn that all on its head. Magnificent. So I'm really curious to see where that element of the series goes, and whether they stick with that, or whether they just rip up the rulebook again. But it's gonna be really, really interesting. And yeah, I'm excited for the future of Mortal Kombat. I do. I love it. I've always loved it. I've always been rubbish.
Oh yeah, I'm self-confessed button masher with those sort of games. Like it's I'm one of those awful people who randomly. Do you
have a favorite combatant with a K?
Oh, see, I was always partial to Johnny Cage. Like there was just something about his sense of style, put on the glasses, you know, after the fatality and everything like that. I always enjoyed playing him, but I'll be honest, I was always a Scorpion guy.
I mean, this is it. Like he's the sort of face of the series for a reason, in a way. Yeah. Like he rips off his mask and breathes fire, man. Like it's just cool. And I know it's basic, and I know he's a beginner choice. He's a noob choice in many ways, but like get over here is so iconic.
That's it. He said get over here, and so I went over there.
We got over there.
Oh, we got over there.
Although shout out, I do enjoy sometimes playing as Raiden as well.
Oh yeah.
Like a little teleport move.
Bringing the thunder, literally.
But I always enjoyed it because I loved Mortal Kombat 4 on the N64. I enjoyed that the fatalities in Mortal Kombat 4 were easier to pull off than in previous games. Yeah. And I always loved to see Quan Chi's fatality where he rips off your leg and then beats you to death.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
Magnificent. They also made stage fatalities really, like they really telegraphed stage fatalities. It was like a glowing area where you get to finish them in that particular area. Just uppercut. Yep. Perfection.
That's all we need.
Wonderful. I really want to see that new film. I really want to see a new Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
And I really want to see those Halo remakes, and I really want to see GTA 6 just be awesome, and I really want to see every hair on Fox McCloud's head, and there's loads to be excited for, man. We're in May now, so I really want to see IO Interactive stick the landing with James Bond as well.
Oh, good God, yes.
I'm so ready for that game.
Is it me, or is this kind of like a very positive ending? Like,
I think we've managed it. I think we've turned it around.
Look at us.
We've looked deep into our mind's eye and seen a very positive future.
I don't know. Yes, but also no. No. Good things. Oh, God.
Good things.
Most remember good things. Surprise ending! Yeah, we'll be back next week with more good stuff.
With more game buzz.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.